Yo, what's up guys? What's going on? Welcome back to another video, and I wanted to update you guys on my experience with Visible Wireless and kind of give you guys a cool speed test that I took when I was out of town. Now, initially I was going to do my 7-day experience with it, but I ended up taking like a small vacation, a little staycation, I guess you can say, sort of. I didn't leave the state of Arizona. I actually went to a small town. I needed to get out the city, and I went to a small town military base right next to it. The town was called Sierra Vista, and I spent the weekend out there. And so I wanted to tell you guys about the experience that I had with Visible Wireless as I was going down there, because that's something that some of you guys may want to know about as some of you guys travel. And I have to say that Visible Wireless's network is very, very reliable locally in my state. Eventually, I'll travel outside of the state to see how it holds as I'm going to maybe like to go see family in Oklahoma, or maybe going out to California. And I'll be able to tell you guys how that works out. But, you know, just for like a local travel in my state, it actually held out pretty good. And it was basically, I remained with connection all the way to where I was going, whereas other people in the car that had a different provider, they would find dead spots. So to me, that's kind of pretty cool that I didn't get into any dead spots. And that's traveling from Phoenix through Tucson, going all the way south. Sierra Vista is a close border town. So I would have thought that the closer you got to the border between the U.S. and Mexico, like the weaker the signal would be. And it was furthest from that. I got actually better speeds in Sierra Vista than I do here in Phoenix. Like in Phoenix, I can pull maybe 20 to 30 megabits per second download and maybe 20 megabits per second upload. The ping is like at like 109. But like down there in Sierra Vista, I was pulling 40 to 50 megabits per second down and about 30 to 40 up. So that was really good. Now, for $40 a month on Visible, you get unlimited talk, text, data, and then you also get unlimited mobile hotspot. There's no LTE cap on that. Now, they do say that with the hotspot, you are limited to 5 megabits per second down and up when you're using the hotspot with whatever device is connected to it. But your actual data to your device is no speed capped. So, as you guys can see, these quick little videos here, it was a little bit different. When I was tethering my Chromebook to my Pixel 3a, I was actually pulling close to like 30 megabits per second down and like 7 or 8 megabits per second up. So that's a little bit more than 5 megabits per second for the hotspot. But who knows? I mean, right now they're trying it out. Now, to answer a question, why is this a trial? Why isn't this something that they just do as far as having the speed cap removed? And you know, other various content creators are pretty much hitting it like right on the head with the hammer, and that is Verizon has a huge subscriber base, and you have to think of the data connection between your device and their network. Kind of think of it like an interstate highway. Okay, now to kind of put it in the best way, a best analogy for you guys is like take Sprint for example, right? Sprint may not have as much congestion on their network because they don't have that big of a subscriber base compared to Verizon. But think of every driver that's on Sprint. Think of their phone speeds as like cars. So with Sprint, you're probably driving like a Ford Focus, right? So it can get fast, but it's not built to be fast. So you're going to experience decent speeds traveling along the interstate. And because there's not a lot of subscriber base, you're not really worried about gridlock here and there as you're going down the interstate. Whereas Verizon, think of Verizon as Verizon customers driving Lambos, but because there's so many Lambos on the interstate that they eventually end up gridlocking and causing slowdown in interstate traffic. And so while they are testing out the no speed cap, they cannot guarantee that it's going to remain that way. Now, some people have speculated that if they take away the no speed cap and they actually recap the speeds, that more than likely the capped speeds would probably be like at 10 megabits per second, which is more than capable. All right. If you look at Cricket customers, you don't really see a lot of them complain too much about the 8 megabits per second cap that AT&T puts on Cricket Wireless. And so if Visible ends up being capped at like 10 megabits per second, it's more than capable of streaming YouTube, streaming Spotify, and, you know, checking social media and whatnot, live streaming. If it's like 10 up and 10 down, then yeah, you shouldn't have no problems right there. relying on it to be like home internet service is not the idea of what Hotspot is for any mobile device. Argument's sake, people will be like, it's my internet, I should use it for what I want to, technically, but it's their network, and the capacity of what their network can handle is what their judgment is based on. So I know there's a lot of people that will use their smartphones as their home Wi-Fi and have like their smart TV, their gaming console, their laptop, their tablet, and other phone devices connected to their smartphone that's pumping out hotspot connection. And while that can be something that you could use, it's definitely not recommended. So beyond that and beyond the data part, let's talk about call quality. And every time I get a phone call, it's very clear. I haven't had any dropped calls. I haven't had any calls where the person sounded robotic or anything like that. It's actually pretty good. Text messaging, I haven't had any delays in text messaging at all. Visible does not support RCS at this time. So we don't have rich communication services just yet, which is like, basically it's taking SMS into a chat-like form. We don't have it yet, but eventually we will. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like, connecting with customer service through chat. Some people don't like that, and I'll definitely will put feedback into that. And yeah, so that's pretty much been my experience right now. I'll do another updated video here soon, and then on the 16th, I'll give you guys my 1 month review of how the entire experience has been. But yeah, if you guys want to know one caveat to Visible that is a make or break, is the fact that without physical stores, there's not really a place that people can go to talk with a live representative in person. And I think that's, I understand Visible's point of view. Like, they want to invest that money rather than opening stores. They want to invest that into the network and into their customers, and that's a good thing. But we'll just have to see how that plays out, because some people don't run into any problems like that where they actually require having to go into a store. Another caveat before I end this out too is the device selection for Android side. But obviously, guys, that's going to grow. Like I said, the Moto G7 Power is supposed to be on Visible Wireless. Now, I thought it was going to launch the day that they did the no speed cap, and I was wrong about that. So it may be present right now on Visible's website for the Moto G7 Power. But I did get feedback telling me that it was going to launch in a few days, and that was a couple of days ago. So it may be there. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for my thoughts and my opinions about Visible Wireless. $40 a month. I do have a promotion code in the description for you guys. If you guys sign up, you guys will get $20. I'll get $20. So that's pretty much it for right now. Thanks for checking out this video, and as always, aloha.